Magic. What is magic? What is magic? What is magic in sport? I think in the last maybe 20 plus years, I have been bothering President Graça and now President Fábio Azevedo. I have been bothering them to say we need to improve the way we present the sport. We need to make volleyball a sport that can connect with the fans. And I think that we are talking here from many different aspects about what is our sport. I have seen in these 3 days that we have been together many moments where the Congress, each one of you, many of you, engaged in some sort of reaction to something that was proposed, something that was said, something that was eventually played, like music from our DJ study, when, for instance, he put something there that drives people to applaud, for instance, okay, like we do in our events. Starry usually is very fast. If I ask him, can you play something for people to clap, Starry? And
freeze! Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. Check it out, y'all.
We know the power of connecting with people. The big challenge for us has been, since long, how to create these magical moments in volleyball. And what is the magic, specific magic of volleyball? Because we know each sport has its spectacular moments. Usually those spectacular moments are the magical ones. Because magic comes from something that is unexpected and that suddenly connects something that is happening on the pool, on the track, inside the court, and triggers the emotions of the fans. And what we have been doing with volleyball in these past 12 years is that we have been formatting the game in a long process to make volleyball a sport where you have those many moments of connection and of triggering emotions in our fans. And we are bringing joy to volleyball fans. When you see what happened in Paris, I think it was the climax of our evolution. From the first morning in indoor volleyball and from the first morning in beach, what we saw was an audience that was there, happy to be there and participating in the game. So, to have magic, you need magicians. And our sport has the magicians. We do the magic inside the court. Our athletes are the magicians. They do amazing things in many moments of the game. What I'm going just to go through here, because also it's late and I want to go fast, is to basically explain certain concepts that we already mentioned in the opening video of this Congress. We know that in volleyball, the longer the play, the greater the drama. This is not something that we invented. The Greek invented this concept of drama 2,000 years ago. We're just saying human beings have not changed that much in 2,000 years. We are still sensitive to tension. And volleyball is a sport of high tension. Both indoor and beach, it's always a constant conflict between attack and defense. And if you defend, you are attacking automatically. And then if you attack, and if the other team defends, the tension changes sides, and then we go to the explosion of defense. So we know that in a volleyball match, this continuous scoring, since we changed the rules in 1998, facilitated a lot the narrative, the understanding of the game, because fans understand that at each serve, each serve will correspond to a point. So that's the main way how fans follow a volleyball match, is the progress of the score. Then we have many regular points, like a serve that is missed, or the usual fast serve, pass set attack. And usually the average duration of a rally in volleyball is around 6 seconds. But then we have the spectacular moments. And think what other sports do with these spectacular moments. Think about the most popular sport in the world, that is football, soccer for the Americans. this sport is driven by the conversation that happens after the matches are over. It's driven by the fact that people are talking about the goals, about who scored. We are not yet there. But that has been the direction of our change in the last 12 years. We are trying to make the spectacular moments in volleyball more well-known. And through those moments, we want to make our athletes more known. So one thing that we know for sure, volleyball never ceased to evolve. Look at the image of volleyball in the Moscow Games 1988 or 76, Olympic Games in Montreal. Look at 20, 30 years ago. Look at what volleyball was. Look what volleyball is today inside the court. We have enough great rallies to communicate and engage with a broad audience all over the world. But you as managers of the sport need to understand this. The live event is part of what we need in order to be effectively communicating the value of our sport. Because the live event, once it's over, if you don't have the proper images, the live event is just a memory. It's just a conversation. You cannot prove what happened. Other sports can prove it. Football can do it. Basketball can do it. Tennis can do it. Formula One can do it. The amount of images that those events have is what allows them to have huge audiences. We need to keep investing in building our own visual history, because that's the world. The world from the 20th century, the world of mass media, is about having images to allow for the stories to be told with something that people can see and can feel, and then can also replicate and create a culture around the sport. So, when we did this analysis of the dynamics of volleyball, what we discovered is that our problem were the intervals. Intervals were too long in a certain moment, and nobody was noticing. Look at my example. Look at the volleyball in the 80s. No big celebrations of the players spending time, embracing themselves in the middle of the court, hiding their faces and their emotions, hiding from the fans and hiding from the cameras. How did we allow this to happen? This is completely against the idea of having an athlete celebrating what he's doing and being proud of what he's doing and celebrating to the cameras. In the recent years, we started to see a change. Certain athletes are starting to do that. Some girls are starting to do that. Some men are starting to do that. I remember once I mentioned to Nimir, our fantastic server, I mentioned to him, go to the fan camera. There is a camera. Go to the camera, because then people will see your reaction. I want to go fast now and summarize. We have two key discoveries here. How we want the fans to behave in our matches. There is a constant expectation of a great moment, which may be frustrated because it was not a great moment. That's when our DJs enter into action, and they have to do something to excite the fans and keep them active. The second situation is the celebration of a great moment. I'm not going to show videos here because time is short, but you know that the great moments we're talking about are those moments that collectively engage the fans in the venue. We're talking about the monster block, we're talking about the ace, the mega rally, the super spike. We are talking about moments that collectively today we see in all continents people reacting to these great moments in volleyball, because we are connecting them, we are creating this connection. And how do we do it? There is a fundamental principle. When the ball is in play, it's about the players, so we are improving the way we broadcast the sport and capture the images to create a visual history for our sport. We need to have continuous improvement in the way we broadcast the sport, because we don't have, across the globe, professionals that are specialized in volleyball. And when the play stops, that's what we created. When play stops, it's about the fans. So we have to put the fans at the center of what we do. Of course, to connect the magical moments with the emotions of the fans, we have, for our top events, what we call the sport presentation team, which is, we have an MC, we have a DJ, we have special lighting, we have giant screens, and then in the end, we offer to the fans a collective experience, which allows them, in the end, to be happy. It's like tasting an ice cream, and when you like the flavor, you want to repeat that ice cream. So we see now in volleyball, when you go back to the markets where we are taking the VNL as an example, we are seeing that people are coming back the next year. We see certain federations start to even raise the price of their tickets and having a sellout crowd, because the product, which is the game, plus this combination of what's going around the game, our product, the first P of marketing, as Fabio likes to say, the product is getting better. So, the MC is the guy who does the storytelling. We spoke a lot about storytelling. I'm not going to spend time describing the functions. The DJ, we need to have DJs that understand the game and understand emotions and reactions of the fans. We need to keep investing in special lighting, because the lighting is what's transformed the arenas and create a magical stage. The giant screens, we introduced the live image of the game in the giant screens. Why? Because we are not afraid anymore of people watching an image and saying the referee made a mistake. Basically, there are no more mistakes of the referees. There may be occasionally a certain interpretation of a double touch or something like this, but we basically eliminated the mistakes. So what's the problem in having the image live in the giant screens? And more than that, the image is there so people can see the replays while they are in the arena. It's a great opportunity for them to be able to understand what happened. Now, for many of you, I'm talking about the top events, the inspirational events. For many of you, that's not the case. So we are developing a concept that can be used for basic level competitions about educating the fans, educating the people to engage with the sport. If you have very basic conditions, maybe we will suggest something like the megaphone guy, you know? Let's go with the megaphone. We can use megaphones to educate the fans. It's impossible that in any volleyball event, maybe kids will be interested in knowing when there is a block, that they can celebrate something like their monster block at their level. If there is an ace, why cannot celebrate an ace? But you need to have somebody engaging the people to come and see that match. So again, there are different levels of sport presentation that can be formatted to satisfy each level of competition. And that is my message to you. That is, I think, is where we are in terms of what we are doing. It's a continuous work in progress. I believe that our current sport presentation deserves already a certain review and improvement, but basically my challenge to you is create your own magic and use these ideas and tools to keep bringing joy to volleyball fans, because in the end, that is our fantastic message and that is our sport. So thank you very much.